history of money leads to Bitcoin. Bitcoin is many things to many people. Personally, it feels to me like digital gold. After 5 years of investing in crypto, I finally got Bitcoin. I'm seriously convinced by Bitcoin and I'm determined to help you fully understand Bitcoin's importance to the future of money. Right, in today's video, we'll be covering the history of money. This will lead us to 2008 and how our broken financial system led us to Bitcoin, why Bitcoin is so important to the future of money, and how you can safely invest into Bitcoin. By the way, if you're new to Bitcoin, I have a video where I discuss Bitcoin for beginners. Check out the video description below and improve your understanding of Bitcoin. First off, we're going to look at the barter. The barter was a way for people to exchange value. This was done by two parties exchanging valuable goods with each other. Like the farmer who was sustainable in terms of food, for example, but what if he wanted to buy some shoes? Well, he'd have to exchange a bushel of wheat for shoes from the local shoemaker. This is back in the day, and this wasn't easy. This is something we really take for granted today. We can go to the supermarket and get anything we need, like cereal or shoes or whatever it is we want. The barter was eventually replaced by coins. This was because of issues with the barter, like how impractical it was, or that there was no standard unit of measure. So when you look at what money is, the barter only satisfied the exchange of value, one thing of money. Right, let's look at coins. The first coins date back to 1000 BC. The first official currency was minted in Lydia, and this is Western Turkey today, and this was 700 BC. This coin was a combination of gold and silver. We're now going to skip forward a few hundred years to ancient Rome. Inflation is very relevant at the moment, and it even affected the Roman Empire back in the day. In fact, it contributed to the demise of the Roman Empire. The Romans paid soldiers more to incentivize them, and they done this by clipping the coins, basically reducing the amount of coin, and this debased the coins and eventually led to inflation. Quantitative easing and inflation was relevant back in the day like it's relevant today. Moving on to England, again a few hundred years later, coins being used in England dates back to AD 886. The coins were produced by the Royal Mint in London. The Royal Mint is a government-owned mint that produces coins for the UK. Coins have been used now for thousands of years, mainly as gold or silver, or a combination of the two. Looking at money, gold or silver can satisfy everything. It's an exchange of value. It's a unit of measure and a store of wealth. Okay, so now we're going to move on to paper money. Paper money first appeared in China in the 700s. A few hundred years later, quite a few, 1661, the first European banknote appeared in Sweden. Paper money is basically fiat currency, and fiat currency is money backed by a government and central bank's promise, and is very much dependent on trusting that government. The current world reserve currency is the dollar. So we're going to have a little look at the history of the dollar. The dollar became an official currency in 1792, and it's been a global reserve currency since 1944. The dollar replaced the pound as the global reserve currency. And the pound was the global reserve currency for about 100 years. This was until the Bretton Woods Agreement in 1944. As World War II was coming to an end, all the major countries on the winning side basically agreed that all currencies would be pegged to the dollar and that the dollar would be pegged to gold. So the supply of dollars was linked to the amount of gold in circulation. America broke this agreement by printing a lot of money to pay for expensive wars. Printing money is QE or quantitative easing. Breaking the Bretton Woods Agreement eventually led to President Nixon removing the gold standard in 1971, making the US dollar a fiat currency. Basically, paper money is backed by a government, meaning the US could print as many dollars as they saw fit. The current financial system is broken, and it's because governments and central banks are doing exactly what they want. They're printing millions and billions and even trillions of fiat currency, and it's causing pain for many families around the world, especially in countries like Turkey and Argentina, Venezuela, who are suffering because of high inflation. Elon Musk and a few others started PayPal back in 1998, sending money peer-to-peer directly using the internet became possible, and the e-wallet revolution took off. This is really the start of digital money. Fast forward to 2009, and this is the start of Bitcoin. A mysterious developer known by the alias of Satoshi Nakamoto created Bitcoin, a decentralized and anonymous digital currency. This was started because of frustration with the banking system and the financial crisis of 2008. Millions and millions of people around the world really suffered during and after the financial crisis of 2008, and it feels the same now. It feels like we're all going through pain, and this financial pain is what led to Bitcoin. Bitcoin is so important to the future of money because it is currently the best solution to our broken financial system. Fiat currency can be manipulated. The share price of a company can be manipulated. The price of gold can be manipulated. Bitcoin cannot be manipulated, and this is because it's decentralized, meaning governments and banks can't increase the supply and reduce the value. They can't interfere with it. Bitcoin is safe and secure. Bitcoin is scarce, as there will only ever be 21 million Bitcoin tokens ever. Bitcoin has the potential to be the global reserve currency. At the very least, it forms part of the solution to the broken financial system. Right, I'm now going to touch on how you can safely invest into Bitcoin. Read the white paper and get your head around Bitcoin. Look into the history of Bitcoin and maybe read some books. This will improve your understanding and is 100% worth your time and effort. Check out the video description for some of my favourite books about Bitcoin. Only invest with money you can afford to lose, and dollar cost average into Bitcoin. Even if it's a small amount like £10 per week, I honestly feel this will make a massive difference to you and your financial future in 10 years. Zoom out and think long term. And finally, don't be scared off by the price of one Bitcoin. Once the penny really drops and you understand Bitcoin, in my opinion, you'll understand that 0.1 or even 0.001 is much better than zero Bitcoin. That just about wraps up today's video. My hope is that you have taken something away and the content goes towards you investing with skill. Now, if you've enjoyed it, a thumbs up would be greatly appreciated. And thanks for listening. Really appreciate it.